All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, another NBA regular season video. All-Star weekend has come and gone, and I want to talk about it. First, right off the top, I want to say I was wrong about the All-Star game. Talk about how good it was, what they did right, what was wrong, what little nitpicks I have. We're going to talk about the other events that happened, the three-point contest, the dunk contest, and all that good stuff. So if you like what I say, like the video. If you have any opinions, comment it down below. And if you just like the vibes, consider subscribing. So right off the top here, I, I was wrong. And I don't want to say I was really wrong, but I was wrong. I did not like this format. I still don't love this format. I don't think we need the three teams, but it did get the players to get up and play. Two USA teams versus the one world team. Very hampered by injury, the world team. I did not notice. I don't think anybody knows how much this team was injured till like the final couple hours, and it was like, yeah, they're not gonna play. Jokic is gonna play like 5 minutes and then not play the rest of the game. And I think that did play a part as well, but I think World put up a great fight. We're gonna get into all the details. I have notes for each of the games, each of the four games that we'll go through here, and in front of you are spoilers. The winners: USA Team Stars Team USA, the red team. I'm basically gonna differentiate the teams by world, silver, or white, blue USA team, and red USA team. That's how I'm gonna differentiate them. But the winners are in front of you. Your All-Star Game MVP for the first time in his career. Anthony Edwards put on a great show. Some other players put on a great show. So let's get into it. One of the first nitpicks I have here. This is all me live reacting to the game as I'm typing these notes. Yesterday, I said all the same warm-ups, and they all had the same they had the same warm-ups they came out in. It was a really cool jacket with the pants. Love that. And then if you see Ant and Tyrese right there, they're wearing the blue warm up, right? Everybody wore the same one. I don't know why they all wore the same ones. I thought maybe because you had different jerseys, there were gonna be different color warm ups, but there weren't. That was sort of something that caught my eye. Very nitpicky of me, but it caught my eye nonetheless. And the next note I have is, it was something that just, I don't want to say rubbed me the wrong way, but it was just like, why are we treating this like this? They ran like this whole like promo thing, this pre-game thing about what it means to represent Team USA and all of this. And my question was, why are they acting like this USA All Star game is the same as representing Team USA? And I get what they were going for, like it's America, Team USA, both of them versus Team World. There's only one team comprised of world players, versus two teams of USA players. And I just didn't, I, I didn't get why we are doing that. Because, like, to me, like, to make Team USA, the actual Team USA that goes to the Olympics, is a way bigger deal than being Team USA in some All Star game. Like, I didn't really get that. And I didn't really get that impression. And don't get me wrong, throughout the game, you felt very, this sounds so crazy, but you felt very patriotic rooting for Team USA versus the world, who both Team USA's wiped the floor with the world. And it felt good. But I just didn't, it doesn't feel the same to me, Like, I don't know why they were going for that. And I get like, this year is a special year for the USA, and every sort of league is trying to like commemorate the USA this year in some capacity. They did at the Super Bowl with the patches. They're doing it this year, or did it this year with the All Star game. They're gonna do some IndyCar thing in DC at some point. They're gonna do the UFC thing. Um, I just it felt very, I won't say out of place, but very like not needed to be said, And I think they righted that a little too much. The starting lineup in the first game for Team Red USA, um, was Tyrese Maxey, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, and Jalen Duren. This was a very small team. But man, did they play spectacularly. Especially, man, particularly in this game, but over the course of the couple games they played, Duran played very well. Booker played very well. Ant obviously played very, very well. Won the All Star Game MVP. Cade looked decent. Um, I feel like Cade should have played more, maybe just a little bit more, but that was just me. And for Team World in the first game, it was Jokic, Wemby, Denny, Jamal Murray, and Luka Doncic. So, for the record, um, Luka and Jokic played like 5 minutes, and then they didn't play the rest of the game. If I go look at the box score here for this first game, yeah, Jokic played exactly 5 minutes. Luka played 5 minutes, and then who played in their place? It was really Norman Powell and Karl Anthony Towns who came off the bench and played a majority of those minutes, um, taking those guys' spots up. And that was sort of the downfall of this team world was like no Luka, no Jokic, no Shea who didn't play at all, no Giannis who didn't play at all. So four of the best players, not just in team world, but in the world, in the universe, did not play for this team, and it was basically Victor Wembanyama and a bunch of guys. And like I like Alperen Şengün. He's not really an All Star game guy. Like he doesn't have to play in the All Star game. Like he doesn't. He's not explosive. He doesn't do anything crazy. Nolan Powell looked all right. Karl Anthony Towns looked really good actually at some points during the course of these games, but it was basically Victor Wembanyama and a bunch of guys, which is crazy to say because this is supposed to be the All Star game and nobody actually showed up to play besides Wemby on Team World, at least in this first game. Um, one of the other thing, a nitpicky thing, um, one of the commentator, I think it might have been the commentator, but it might have been the commentator, the guy doing the color commentary, said this is an earlier game than they are used to. This is an earlier game than they are used to. He said that, right? And the game started at 5, which I didn't think was which in the moment, like when I was previewing this stuff, I was like, five's not a bad time. That's pretty good. And then I started thinking, like, why did we start it at 5? Like when I was watching the games, I was like, why did we start at 5? Like why are we doing this? And then I realized when we were done with the games why we started at 5 because it took forever. It took absolutely forever to get some of these games done, at least the first three. And I, I I still have a bone to pick with starting at 5, but it is a weekend. It is you if you start too late, then people have work the next day. Like you have to start at a reasonable time. Maybe like this is just me being very nitpicky. Like 6, 7, like 7, 6 o'clock. Somewhere around there. Maybe just a thought. Um, Otherwise than that, the first game, this game, went to overtime, and the final score was 135 Team World to. Did I say 135? I meant 35. I'm not used to these low scoring games. 35 points Team World and 37 points Team USA Red Team Stars. Um, this game was very competitive. This was a great way to start this series of games, of the 4 games that they were going to play. And the only reason Team World lost it because it was weird. I explained this in my video when I was previewing it. Team Stars was down going into the last possession they had, the last offensive possession they had, and they had to win by a certain number. I believe it was I believe it was 3 points actually, and I guess not everybody got the memo on Team World, and the ball started swinging around on the red team's last possession, and people got confused and people dived into the paint to try to stop a 2 pointer when Team Red couldn't win by a 2 pointer. They needed to win by a three, and they kicked it out. And was it Ant? I think it was Ant. Yeah, Ant. I think it was Ant. Hit a hit a game winning three essentially in the first game, and it was very good, very competitive. Like I said, this first team, I thought this would. I'm on record saying I thought this would be the best Team USA out of the two teams, and I was correct on that. Um, I didn't really project like all the guards to be playing together a ton, but they did. Scotty Barnes also played an important role on this team um, for this game. Ant, big game. Booker, decent game. All these low scoring, all these low scoring numbers are throwing me off because it's like, oh yeah, Tyrese Maxey had 4 points. Wow. Cade Cunningham had four, but these were shortened games. These were like, what was it, 11-minute games for a total of 4 games. So that was the first one. The young guys played very well. I was super impressed by them. Not that I thought they wouldn't play, because for a lot of these guys it's their first All Star game, but I was just surprised at the overall energy. It was really good, and for Team World, Victor Wembanyama um, wanted to play. He seriously wanted to play and he wanted to win, and he really gave a shit, and that's not something we've seen over the last 9 All Star games since 2016. It took 9 years for players to actually care again. And will they care again next year if they do the same format? I don't know. That's something to discuss later. um, game two. Game two. Was this the uh where this isn't. Okay. Um Moving on to game two. It's Team USA Blue versus Team USA Red. And this game, I for real actually didn't expect these two teams to play this early on. I thought maybe Team World would like eke out a win and get to play Team Stripes first. Um, but the two USA teams ended up playing against each other. And for Team Blue, the starting lineup was Jalen Brunson, Jalen Brown, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and LeBron James, who only showed up to play this game and then didn't show up to take the team picture or anything. That's another whole thing, though. I have a huge criticism here. I have a very huge criticism. Um, just as a whole, what the hell was Jalen Brunson doing out there? he he literally did nothing for like 3 straight games, 2 straight games, and I was sitting there and I was like, and I was reminded like there are levels to this All Star stuff. Like just because you're a good player, like well, this All Star game stuff, I should be more specific. Like you can be a good player, but you just aren't entertaining enough for the All Star game, and you probably shouldn't be playing a lot of minutes in the All Star game. And Jalen Brunson is one of those guys where like he's gonna get picked on, even though it's an All Star game defensively, because he just doesn't play any defense, and he's gonna get bullied, and everybody's gonna use that opportunity to get free points, especially when you need to win by a certain like, um, you need to win by a certain number, and the other team needs to lose by a certain deficit. Um, Jalen Brunson just got picked on, and it was actually hilarious to see him out there because it was like LeBron, Kevin Durant, Kawhi, Jalen Brown, and what probably would have been Steph Curry in the starting lineup. Um, Sounds like a great team, and then you're like, I gotta add Jalen Brunson to this. Ugh, yikes. I would have much preferred De'Aaron Fox to be out there. De'Aaron Fox was so much better than Jalen Brunson. Um, Last minute add to this team actually, De'Aaron Fox, and then I would actually prefer Donovan Mitchell out there. Donovan Mitchell had some really great stretches. Um, I don't know why Jalen Brunson was out there, and Jalen Brunson is one of the most entertaining players when it's not an All Star game, but in this All Star game, he looked god awful. He looked really bad. Um, Throughout this game, um, Team Red played very well. Anthony Edwards continued to show that he has that fire and he has that get up in him to want to play in an All Star game, and he kept showing it through this game. And in this game, to end the game, um, 4 team stripes actually for the blue team. De'Aaron Fox hit a game winner, um, which was so unexpected. I was super happy for De'Aaron Fox. But Team Red USA lost the game 140 to Team USA Blue, team 42 points. So 40 to 42 was your final score for that game. And then heading into game three is when the madness broke loose. There wasn't a lot to say in this game. It was Team USA Blue versus the World, and there was not much to say about this game because Kawhi Leonard decided to turn back the clock and re- pretend it was 2019 again, and this wasn't the All Star game. Kawhi had, and what everybody thought was going to be his All Star game MVP performance. Um, Kawhi Leonard, hometown kid in LA, playing in the LA All Star game for Team Blue USA, had 31 points in 12 minutes. Let me repeat, 31 points in 12 minutes. He was he was I don't want to say on fire because that's what I always say. He was on a mission. He was he was playing like it was the last game he was ever gonna play, and I hadn't seen a move like that in forever. He made it look effortless. And throughout the course of these three games, I haven't mentioned the defense was actually pretty adequate, especially from Victor Wembanyama, especially from some of these other guys, um, De'Aaron Fox, um, Karl Anthony Towns, Pascal Siakam, um, with some other guys who played a good defense. Jalen Duren, obviously, really good defensive guy. Cade Cunningham, Scotty Barnes. So just throughout these games, it's been good. I just want to make that known because that was a complaint from a lot of the All Star games over the past 9 years where nobody's playing defense. Well, they did play defense, and they've actually tried to stop Kawhi, and just nobody could stop Kawhi. So that was really good. They made a huge run. Um, Team Blue USA did. Team World had a couple good moments in there, coming down the stretch of the last 11 minutes of this game, of this third game. Wemby hit a huge three over Kevin Durant, which you can't say for a lot of players. And Kawhi just continued his onslaught, and Kawhi got me out of my chair. Like he was going, he was hitting shots, he was hitting threes. I stood up from my chair and I was like, "Oh my god, what am I watching?" And he played spectacularly, and got this old team another win. That win, however, for Team USA Blue, did eliminate Team World from the final game, the fourth game, which would result in another meeting of Team USA Red versus Team USA Blue. That's Stars versus Stripes. Um, and this is where I come to my criticisms of the game, because those three games were amazing. Game four, however, was not amazing. Obviously, like I said in front of you, Team Red, Team Stars won the whole thing. They won the whole shebang, the four games. Um, well, they won three games. Yeah, did they win three games? They won. Oh my gosh, they won. Yeah, so one. Um, no, they only won two games. They only won two games. That's right. They only won two games. So this is where I came to the conclusion that even at the beginning of this game, even before this game, was like three games seems like a good amount. Like three games, I know you're doing the whole four because it's like four quarters essentially of really competitive basketball. 11-minute games equals 11-minute quarters in a standard NBA game. But I genuinely felt like three games was a perfect amount. Um, and the fourth game was sort of underwhelming. Like I was just like, I don't know. And then we got the result that everybody was sort of used to. This last game felt like every other All Star game was like, not that both teams didn't try, but they were just both so tired. And the young guys really just used their young legs. Um, and was amazing to secure that All Star game MVP. Um, and this is the version of Ant I love, where he's just like ruthless. Just whatever shot you give, whatever shot he wants to take, he'll take it and he'll make it. The young guys run the old guys out of the gym, have every right to win, and that's what they did. They put their foot down. These young guys, and it's very uh, poetic, hyperbolic. That all these guys in front of you are excited from Devin Booker, who's almost 30, but are the future of this league, and they they put the beat down on the old guys, and it was very weird to see, this group of all stars, because I remember watching the 2016 All Star game, and it felt like a lot of those guys were the future, and some of them really didn't pan out, and obviously some of those guys were still playing in this All Star game: Steph, KD, Kawhi. Um, was Kawhi playing in that? He might have not played in that one, but you know Kawhi played in that one. Kawhi, LeBron, a lot of these guys were still playing in this All Star game, and that's a testament to their greatness. But the guys in front of you are the future of this league, and it felt so weird when I saw this picture. I was like, damn, this is it. This is really it, and I think it's in a good place. But rounding back to the All Star game, 3 games was enough. Um, I still don't like the 3-team format. I would prefer two. I think I don't know. I'm very cautious when I say they've fixed the All Star game. They fixed it this year. Um, in order for me to really qualify it as being fully fixed, I think um, we need this same result, the same intensity next year. And if some of the guys who didn't play this year play, and it's even better competition, then great. Um, I think what needs to happen is there needs to be a rotating like way of doing the All-Star game. I think this is one you definitely bookmark. You save this. This is a great idea. I love the. I don't love the format. I love the idea though of USA versus the world, and this is something that everybody's been asking for like what has it been like 7 years now? Yeah, 7, 8 years now. People have been asking for Team USA versus World. I, I I definitely think this is one you keep. This is a keeper. I would like to see other things tried out. I don't think the NBA will do that. I think they'll continue to do this one for a little bit here. But I think in order to really make the All Star game entertaining, you need to have different formats for different types of years. Where like maybe this is a good showcase of team of the America talent. And it was a subpar showcase of world talent, but that's not because they were bad. They were playing bad, just because they were injured. A lot of the players were injured, but this is one you definitely have. You definitely save. Um, I did like the smaller games. I think playing a full All Star game is sort of out of the question now. I think there is a way where you do this, where you do a certain amount of games within a limited time. But the full game I think has just lost its. It isn't it. I think it's time we accept that maybe the All Star game should be played in a certain way of like 3 games of 11 minutes, only 2 games, only 2 games of like uh 2 halves of an NBA game, like that. You do it that way. Um, I think I think this opened my eyes and a lot of people's eyes to the idea that maybe we are past the time of like just standard All Star game. And there's some nitpicky things that people want, like let the players wear their just their regular like jerseys. Um, there were some other nitpicky things, but one thing that I think really stuck out was what Ant said after he won the All Star Game MVP. He said in a post game interview, he said, "We chose to compete." Um, Also, that he gave love to Victor Wembanyama for making Team World compete. Um, Specifically, I want to talk about Anthony Edwards and Victor Wembanyama, two guys um, who chose, in Ant's words, chose to play. Um, it makes a big difference when the best players in this league choose not to play, and those who choose to play, and those who choose to play and say, "Hey, everybody, let's get up out of our seats. Let's actually play. Let's make it entertaining. Let's try to win this thing." And I think that says something, and that's very beautiful. And um, I think to end this, I want to say that some of the conversation after this game was, who's the face of the league now? Is the league in good hands? I think it is now. I I've been very high on a lot of these guys throughout their careers. More specifically, I'm hinting at Devin Booker. I've been a big Devin Booker fan since he got drafted. Um, it was strange to see him on this team and him be the oldest player on this team. But I've liked Scotty Barnes for a little bit. I've liked Cade Cunningham since he came out of Oklahoma. I love Ant. I think Ant's a great sort of guy to look at as a basketball player and be like, this guy has it. He has everything you ask for from a franchise player, and what mayhaps be the face of the league. And um, I think we're gonna be okay. I we're never gonna reach the none of the. I don't. This is no disrespect. None of these players will ever reach the heights of a Steph, a LeBron, a KD. You know, but they can try. And in the effort of trying, they might be able to get somewhere near there, and that's okay. And if they just keep doing their thing and keep trying and keep setting this level, this bar for the guys that are coming after them, like Cooper Flag was not in this All Star game. He will definitely be in an All Star game in his future. You look at some of these other players um, that are in college right now or that are in the league that will get there. Will be an All Star at some point. Um, for these young guys who are in their prime now, to want to compete on this All Star stage is something to be proud of. And it's something to really maybe put a pin in for now because, like I said, we have to see if it repeats next year. But I'm loving where it is going. And I said in my preview of this game, I would eat my words if it was good. I said it would maybe be decent to bad. I didn't even think it could be good. Um, these guys made it good. Um, so congrats to everybody. Congrats to Team Red. And yeah, I think that's it. I can't. My internet's being a little funky right now, so I can't pull up anything right now. But yeah, that's it. The final score for this last game, Game Four, Team Red USA versus Team Blue USA, was 47-21. Team Red winning again. Your All Star Game MVP was Anthony Edwards. Congrats to Ant. Congrats to everybody. Right here at the end, I want to say I'll be taking a little break. Um, for the next couple days, you guys will get a video probably on Thursday when the NBA returns, but it will be a college video. Want to start hitting some more college stuff as we head into March and March Madness and all that stuff. So there'll be a little 2 day break here for me, rest my voice, get everything together that I need to get together for the second half of the season, push towards the playoffs and all that stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Um, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching the videos. I know there are a lot of people that aren't subscribed that watch these videos. If you like the video, well, just hit subscribe for me, okay? Just hit subscribe. Um, Obviously, like the video too. Um, yeah, thank you all so much. That is another All Star game in the books, and it was a successful one for the first time in 9 years. So, hooray! Thank you all, and I will see you all next time. Cheers.